بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين. أعزائي الطلبة والطالبات طلاب الصف الأول الثانوي. النهاردة إن شاء الله معانا أسئلة الجرامر أو أسئلة على الاستراكشر يونت 1. طبعا من كتاب أو إجابات، وهنجيب مع بعض أسئلة كتاب المعاصر. Number 1. I received a call from an important client yesterday. Receive, received, was received. طبعا هتبقى عندنا إيه؟ received. Number 2. A call from an important client space yesterday. A call from an important client. Received, was received. طبعا هنا passive هتبقى ايه؟ was received. Number 3. He spent the money he needed. He gave, didn't give, wasn't given. طبعا he wasn't given. ليه بقى؟ برضو الجملة باسف. Number 4. They spent him the money he needed. They given, didn't give, wasn't given. He didn't give. يبقى letter B. Did space to the secretary. You hand the report. You handed the report. The report handed. The report handed. Yes. يبقى number 5. Did you hand the report? Did you hand the report on the secretary? طبعا المصدر did بيجي معاها الانفينيتيف مصدر الفعل. Was space to the secretary. You handed the report. You handed the report. The report handed. Yes. Was the report handed لأنها برضو زي ما احنا قلنا ايه؟ passive. When space you medicine you last took. Did you last take? Were you last taken? You were last taken. طبعا عندنا جملة عادية active not passive، وطبعا سؤال في الباست يبقى ايه؟ when did you last take? I space عمر in the street the other day. I met was met. I met عمر. طبعا هنا past I met عمر. Number 9. A week space I was offered a good job. I was offered a good job. A week ago. طبعا بيجي قبل ago مدة زمنية محددة. A week ago. I lost space from her on Friday. I lost heard was heard. Here is heard. طبعا past يبقى ايه؟ heard لو was heard. طبعا عندنا جملة عادية I last heard. I showered and space before checking my inbox. I showered and طبعا past يبقى أنا إيه؟ I showered and dressed يعني يرتدي الملابس. طبعا بدل showered past يبقى الفعل التاني هيبقى برضو إيه؟ في الباست. I space play football on Fridays. I was used to, be used to, became used to. I طبعا on Fridays يبقى present يبقى I used طبعا هنا I space play football on Fridays يعني متعود ألعبها on Fridays يبقى هنا I used to. I space playing football on Fridays. طبعا في verb plus ing يبقى I was pleased to. My sister and I space mom with the housework. My sister and I was helping, were helped, was helped. My sister and I طبعا جملة عادية. My sister and I helped mom with the housework. helped طبعا في الباست. From 9 to 12 last Friday, I space an important meeting. From 9 to 12 last Friday. طبعا هنا مدة في الباس هتبقى ايه؟ I was attending، يعني كنت حاضر meeting اجتماع. طبعا letter C. From 9 to 12 last Friday. An important meeting space هتبقى an important meeting. طبعا الجملة هنا أصبحت باسف هتبقى an important meeting yes was being attended. يبقى هنا letter D. Space doing when I called you were you were what were you. طبعا when I called يبقى what were you doing، ماذا كنت تفعل. While my brother sped the match I was writing an essay. While my brother was watching the match طبعا حدثين مستمرين في الماضي. While my brother was watching the match. When the door rang we spaced lunch. When the door rang we were having lunch. يبقى when the door rang we were having طبعا when past simple past continuous. Spade the football match he broke his leg. طبعا هنا جاي وراها noun يبقى ايه yes during the football match. طبعا during بيجي وراها noun during the football match. Space she was a little girl she wanted to be an actress. طبعا actress يعني ممثلة. She was a little girl she wanted يبقى طبعا was في الباص يبقى ايه when she was. Space my sleep I had a nightmare. طبعا nightmare اللي هو الكابوس. طبعا my as when during طبعا قلنا اللي بيجي وراها noun مين during my sleep. The police arrested him as he sped the scene of the crime. The police arrested him as he طبعا as he was living. طبعا هنا as بتساوي مين؟ بتساوي while و as و just as. while as just as بيجي وراهم ال past continuous ومعاهم ال past simple. طبعا احنا عندنا ال past simple يبقى ناقص ال past مين؟ ال past continuous. فطبعا هتبقى was living. Everybody was at the office at 8:30 yesterday. The meeting is based at 9 o'clock. طبعا the meeting yes the meeting started يعني الاجتماع بدأ. I space into a good family in the south of Egypt. I was born into. I had been. طبعا I was born into. طبعا I was born. When Maryam was young she used to space in London. She used to. طبعا she used to بيجي معاه infinitive مصدر الفعل يبقى she used to live in London. I space visit the pyramids every month when I was in Giza. I used to, used for, am used to. I طبعا اللي بيجي مع الانفينيتيف اللي هو I used to. Speed the flight. I was reading a book called To Whom the Bell Tolls. طبعا during the flight. during the flight. Really, they visited the zoo 5 years. They visited the zoo. طبعا الجملة past simple وفي عندنا مدة زمنية محددة يبقى ايه؟ ago. While studying he space asleep. While studying he fell. He طبعا while يبقى عندنا past simple he fell asleep. What space yesterday while the match was being broadcasting يعني انذاع. What were done. What were you doing. What are you doing. What you were doing. طبعا what ماذا كنت تفعل يبقى what were you doing. What were you doing. She's based in Cairo for 10 years. Later she got married and moved to Alex. يبقى طبعا she lived in Cairo. طبعا هنا الجملة past simple. She lived in Cairo. letter A. How fast space when the accident happened. How fast did you drive. Were you driving. Had you driven. Have you driven. طبعا how fast were you driving. طبعا عندنا الفعل بتاعنا عاقل يبقى how fast were you driving. I borrowed my friend's car because mine space was repaired. Had been repaired. Was being repaired. Was repairing. I borrowed my friend's car because mine طبعا was being repaired. طبعا هنا because بتساوي مين؟ بتساوي while. was being repaired يعني بتتصلح. Amira space well yesterday didn't look wasn't looks طبعا أميرة didn't look well yesterday. يبقى letter B. I space ready to take the exam so I postponed it. I wasn't ready to the exam so I postponed it. طبعا I wasn't اللي هي verb to be في الباست. Space at home when the fire started. Were you at home? You were. Did you be? You are. طبعا were you at home. Space a nice time in the countryside. Had you, you had, did you have, were you had. Again, space a nice time in the countryside. Had you, you had, did you have, were you had. طبعا did you have. I space lunch until I had returned home. I hadn't, haven't, didn't have, wasn't had. I space lunch يبقى I didn't have lunch. past simple ولكن بيبقى ايه negative نفي لان عندنا until. I'd call you if I space any news. I would call you if I have, am, had, was, had. If I طبعا عندنا would والمصدر وعندنا if يبقى دي ال second conditional يعني الحالة التانية يبقى if ايه if I had any news. I wish I space a better time today. طبعا I wish المضارع منها ماضي والماضي منها بيبقى past perfect ماضي تام. طبعا هنا بقول today يبقى present يبقى المفروض ان يقابلها ايه past simple يبقى I wish I had a better time. I wish I had a better time. يبقى letter D. I wish I space a better time last year. طبعا قلنا I wish مضارعها ماضي وماضيها بيبقى ماضي تام يعني had بلس البي بي يبقى I wish number 42 رقم 42 هتبقى I wish I had. It's time you space back my camera. It's time برضو it's time عاملة زي بالظبط I wish. It's time you space back my camera. طبعا you gave طبعا المضارع بتاعها ماضي. It's time you gave me. معنى كده ان I wish ما بيجيش وراها لا مضارع It's time you gave. I'd rather you space here than in Cairo. I'd rather live here than in Cairo ولا lives ولا live طبعا I'd rather بيجي وراها الانفينيتيف مباشرة. I'd rather live here than in Cairo. I'd rather I space here in Cairo طبعا I'd rather عاملة I wish لو جه وراها فاعل بيجي معاها الباست simple يبقى I'd rather I lived here in Cairo. Yes, I'd rather I lived here in Cairo. جر on ومعانا النون، يبقى while on holiday I had a great time. While I spaced at home I helped my mother while I was at home. طبعا هنا ما ينفعش اقول was being، لان was being ما بتظهرش الا في حالة الباسيف فقط، في حالة الباسيف فقط. فهنا تبقى while past simple لما يكون الفعل الرئيسي للجملة مين؟ الفعل الرئيسي للجملة verb to be. Speed the show my baby fell asleep. Yes, during the show. طبعا during the show. On Speed the monkey my baby was frightened. On seeing طبعا on بيجرى الفيرب في ing في حالة المبني للمعلوم. I last met Ahmed while he speaks of some British friends at the airport. I last met Ahmed while he was seeing. When I visited my sister, she speaks ill. طبعا she seemed ill. Mustafa smokes. Used to no longer smokes ولا any more ولا doesn't. طبعا مصطفى no longer smokes. مصطفى no longer smokes. I last met Ahmed while he was seeing off some British friends at the airport. طبعا see off يعني بيودع. When I visited my sister she space ill. She seemed to be ill. طبعا when I visited she seemed. طبعا الفيرب seem لا يوضع في الأزمنة المستمرة. ما ينفعش أقول she was seeming، يبقى المفروض she seemed ill. مصطفى space smoke. He stopped it years ago. مصطفى no longer smokes، يعني ما عادش بيدخن. My brother space work hard on the farm. My brother used to work hard in the farm. My brother space hard work on the farm. My brother yes got used to. طبعا got used to. My brother got used to work hard on the farm. يعني اعتاد على العمل في عمل في الحقل. طبعا hard work ده noun، واللي بيجي وراها النون مين؟ got used to. يبقى my brother got used to work hard on the farm. When the teacher entered the class. When the teacher entered the class. The pupils space a lot of noise soon became calm. The pupils, yes the pupils were making، يعني كانوا عاملين. Sorry I space you at 9 o'clock as arranged because I was having a meeting. Sorry I yes I didn't call. طبعا جملة ضغط عادية. When I was young I always space before going to school. when I was طبعا أكيد هيقابلها عادة اللي هي عادة في الماضي، يبقى when I was young I always cried. She used to wear black clothes means she usually space them. She used to wear black clothes. طبعا used to هنا بتساوي past simple، يبقى she wore. Did you go out last night or space you busy or you were busy؟ طبعا were busy طبعا لأنها ايه؟ فعل رئيسي للجملة. I used to be overweight طبعا يعني وزن زائد. This means I am space now. I fat overweight no longer thin not overweight. طبعا I used to be overweight but now I am not overweight. يبقى overweight not overweight يعني خلاص ما عادش ايه وزن زائد. I wish I were taller. This means I space like my height don't like my height would like to be short enjoy being short. I wish I were taller. yes don't like my height يعني مش عايز او مش بحب ايه الهيت الارتفاع. يبقى I don't like my height. While having lunch my mother called me in Spain who was having lunch. While having lunch My mother called. It was me. It was my mother. Both my mother and me. Neither of us. طبعا it was my mother. طبعا letter B. يبقى while having lunch المفروض الأم يعني my mother، لأن فعل الجملة الأولى بيبقى فاعل الجملة التانية. My mother called me. نادت عليا. يبقى letter B. I didn't answer the phone because I spaced my shower. Yes, برافو. I was taking my shower يعني باخد حمامي. While drinking juice, Sama was chatting with her friends online. This means that Sama was drinking juice. Sama's friends were drinking juice. Sama and her friends were drinking juice. Sama said her friends were drinking juice. طبعا Sama was drinking juice. She wishes she were tall. What does this mean? She was tall. She wasn't tall. She isn't tall. She is no longer tall. طبعا she isn't tall يعني هي مش طويلة وبتتمنى تبقى ايه؟ طويلة. I'd rather you didn't use my mobile. This means that I wanted you to use my mobile. I didn't want you to use my mobile. I want you to use my mobile. I don't want you to use my mobile. I'd rather you didn't use my mobile means yes, letter D. I don't want you to use my mobile. You have to pay the bill. طبعا بالفاتورة right now. Which of the following gives the same meaning? It's about time you paid to the bill. It's about time you had paid. It's time you pay the bill. It's the time you have paid the bill. طبعا it's a time you pay the bill. طبعا past. During the football match, he fell and broke his leg. This means he was a player in that match. He was one of the fans. He wasn't interested in the match. His leg was broken. Yes, he was a player in the match. طبعا during the football match he fell يبقى مفروض ان هو لاعب في الفريق. Mom always set the table for lunch. This is a present habit. Always. This was past. This never took place. يبقى mom always set. يبقى طبعا yes, this was a past habit لأننا عندنا set ايه؟ set the past simple. لكن لو هو present المفروض أقول mom always sits، ولكن ده past. While on holiday, some thieves broke into our neighbor's flat. Who was on holiday? While on holiday, some thieves broke into yes طبعا our neighbors. While neighbors on holidays. ناخد بسرعة سريعة كده بعض من الجمل اللي هو filling the gaps. Number 1. Yesterday everyone at home was busy. My sister is busy revising for her final exams. My sister was busy revising. طبعا was revising. My father is busy the whole evening. My father spent the whole evening working on a business report. Mom was helping يبقى spent، يبقى my father spent the whole evening. Mom was helping my little brother space his English homework. Mom was helping my little brother. طبعا الهومورك يبقى do my little brother does. ممكن أقول my mother help my little brother do his homework أو to do. ممكن do أو to do. طبعا لأن عندنا الفعل help بيجي مع الانفينيتيف أو to plus infinitive. ممكن أقول to do his English homework أو do his English homework صح، أو ممكن أقول with his English homework. ممكن أقول with وبيجي وراها النون، يبقى to do أو do أو with. space I was watering the plants in the garden. طبعا هنا while I was ممكن أقول while صح، ممكن أقول as يعني بينما، ممكن as أو while. يبقى again number 1 was busy، number 2 spent، number 3 do أو to do صح أو with the homework. والأخيرة as. نيجي لنمبر 2 بسرعة. last Monday was a special day for me from 5 to طبعا from 5 to 7. I space playing I was playing. Tennis match with a professional player he beat me. space I learned a lot. طبعا he beat هو انتصر عليا but I learned a lot from him. number 3 I was out yesterday afternoon. I space طبعا I space visited my uncle that. I space the shopping final. I space طبعا هنا بعمل ترتيب للأكشنز، يبقى I first visited my uncle. يبقى أول حاجة I first visited my uncle. After that I space I did the shopping. ممكن أقول go shopping مباشرة، بس عندنا ده يبقى do shopping، ولكن أنا بتكلم في الباص يبقى I did the shopping. Finally I space a taxi to take me home. I stopped a taxi يعني وقفت تاكسي. I stopped a taxi to take me home. My brother traveled to the USA yesterday. Space was his life dream to study chemistry. يبقى my brother traveled to the USA yesterday. It was his life dream to study chemistry. طبعا to study chemistry there هناك. His space always dream of that journey. He ممكن أقول he had a dream. Yes, he had a dream always of being. Before space he had taken a language course. Before ممكن أقول before that أو before traveling ممكن أقول before that يعني قبل ذلك، أو before traveling he had taken. I had a difficult day at work yesterday. First I interviewed a number of applicants. A number يعني إيه؟ يعني عدد من الابليكانتس. After that برضو I was asked طبعا I was asked to accompany the general manager to a 4-space meeting. To a 4-hour meeting. 4 hour يعني اجتماع الساعة الرابعة. A 4-hour meeting. When you are nervous you don't take the right decision. Space was that was what happened. يبقى هنا when you are nervous you don't take the right decision. That was what happened. I space an argument. I ممكن أقول I had an argument. I had an argument with my manager at work. I space like the way he talked to me. and was quick to leave. I didn't like the way. I didn't يعني ايه لا أفضل طريقته. طبعا هنا انتهينا من أسئلة الستراكشر أو اللانجوج، وإن شاء الله التست هنعمله في حلقة منفصلة. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.